Hello and welcome to Fable Table, an
Hi.
actual play live stream focused on critical world building, collaborative storytelling, and finding the fun in games. We are continuing our game today of The Wild Sea by Felix Isaacs, and we are on episode 10. We've had a little bit of a hiatus since we last played. There were some really exciting life moments for many of us. And really terrifying life moments for everyone. And now we're back and get to enjoy some games. And get to see Brian in his blurry. There we go.
It adds to the mystique. I love it.
Picturesque now. Perfect.
Lean down to grab the paper. Damn it.
It was the reflection off of your head just totally confused the camera.
The reason why there's always an issue with this camera is he's actually naturally blurry, so we're making the camera compensate for the sake of the viewers.
Excellent.
He could commit the perfect crime should he choose to, but he's just too noble for that.
Good guy, Brian.
I'm too radiant. I give up.
His other name is Blurry Face.
Oh.
All I know is that if I was naturally shot in soft focus in my everyday life, I would rob banks. I wouldn't even question it.
I'd believe that.
Yeah.
A magic spell that puts you into soft focus as a sort of cheap way to make you stealthy is a thing in Radio Station.
It's like it's like not quite the spell blur, but like a upcast prestidigitation. Nice.
That took you like 4 minutes, Andy?
Pretty quick.
That's not my record. I've done it faster before.
All right. Well,
I missed you guys.
Temer has redeemed a bone treat for Nova, which I'm sure she's going to enjoy here in a second.
Thank you, Temer.
Brian, do I remember you saying that you could cover our recap this week?
Well, I was saying that I could, and then you said that you had copious large amounts of notes, and I felt like you were going to do it, but I will happily cover a recap if you'd like me to.
I do have copious notes, so why don't you take us away, and I will fill in the gaps.
Live fact check you.
Last time on the Wild Sea, our group started with Amber's montage action as she gathered us all in together to let us know that Anima was coming and took us to see Oric, the engineer, in the tower. We go to Oric, we sneak past the twin-horned guards, but some kids steal our data pad, our connection to our lovely, to lovely Volpa. And then we hunt them through the streets instead of letting them get our data pad, and Salt shoots a kid. He lips off bleeding. We never know if they survive or if they die, but we get our data pad back. But our data pad is temporarily disrupted. We go to Oric. We show him one of the power cells from Volpa's ship, and we force him to take us down to the engine as we search for the remains of Ollie. We disguise ourselves in carts, hiding underneath blankets and tarps. Prickles in one cart to avoid sticking everybody else with his thorns, and everybody else in the other one, as Oric proceeds to immediately sell us out to the guards at the very first opportunity as we head down there. Dill tries to intimidate the guards into letting us past and fails miserably, but Oric bribes them, and we get past. We find out from Oric that they've been feeding Ironbound to the engine to get it to continue running, and that it is slowly running out of power. We finally get down to the engine. It's stiflingly hot in this room. And we see what ends up being a large piece of anima that doesn't support the engine. No, friends. That piece of anima is the engine that creates the heat and keeps this place running. Dill drinks a spectral hot toddy and goes almost ethereal, being able to see the spirit realm around him. He looks at the anima engine. There's a massive aura that surrounds it, covered in spirits and souls. Still can feel pure emotion here. The spirits here are the same as him. He can even feel Ollie and hear him in his annoying voice in the back of his head. He
It
feels
fucking
the
sucks
emotion.
here.
He feels the emotion of anima and its unity, but also desperation. Dill hands his iron fish heart to Amber as he tries to leave his anchored soul and go to Anima to seek out Ollie and the souls that are there. While he does so, Amber has a flashback. She's piloting a mech, fighting other mechs and Anima itself as the battle started to become lost. Amber fires a point-blank weapon that caused the verdancy, causing all of the plant life on this planet to explode and grow and cover the entire surface. The weapon was called Creserin. Am I right with that, Nick?
Sort of. I'll add two details here.
Yes.
The Amber remembers the long, grueling battle just being such that Anima wore her and her forces down with its ability to reform itself and use reincorporate debris from the battlefield into themselves or other vehicles. And the weapon, it's not even a weapon, it's terraforming technology that Takashi Terraforming Concern, the corporation that owns this planet, they developed something called CRE Saberine, which is based on nanotechnology from the planet Saber, that stabilizes ecosystems. But Amber, having seen both the words spelled out, CRE Saberine and Creserin, notes that they are eerily similar.
The last thing Amber sees in her vision is the plant growth growing and expanding so strong that it rips Anima apart. We go back to Dill as he has gone spectral and feels the pull to become one with the engine. But Dill holds firm. He can feel that Anima is a superior being. It is all ironbound, coming together to become one collective being in and of itself. But Dill wholeheartedly rejects this notion. He reaches out for Ollie's spirit and tries to bring him back. He convinces a number of trapped ironbound souls to leave the engine, and they all inhabit him as their anchor. Dill extracts them and pulls himself from Anima and returns to his iron fish heart. He hears many voices, plus Ollie has returned to his body. As this happens, one of the Ironbound comes down to investigate, hearing noises and sounds, and as he rounds the corner, Prickles shoots him right in the face, ending the threat, and that is where we have left us, by the engine. New knowledge, Dill inhabited by multiple Ironbound souls, with the knowledge that Anima itself is the engine, and now a time crunch on our hands, as people are looking for us, and now we have killed a guard. They need to get out.
Not only have you killed a twin horn guard, you have also ground this piece of Anima, the capital E engine that keeps this city running. You have brought it to a grinding halt, and it is now inert. And then there is one other very important detail you missed, Brian, and perhaps the most important one. And
oh my God, what was it, Nick?
That is that Amber flirted with a gal on her girlfriend's cell phone.
Sure did.
While
Never missed an
asking
opportunity.
desperately for help.
Yeah. I sent a lot of eggplants.
You did.
Which in my day were indicative of lots of things. If she's into that kind of thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there is a quick flash montage as we get a lot of the more recent events here from the recap. We get a bright flash as a blue spark reignites into Ollie Ollie Oxenfree's body. And then a much brighter flash as Dill comes to again, or his spark comes back to the body, but not just his spark, many sparks. Andy, Dill, like, we can visually see that blue energy that we see depicted in some of the art for the Ironbound. Is that right? Like, normally we could see that, or no?
Yeah, normally. I mean, when his cloak's on, you'd see his eyes with that color and maybe like a little bit of bleed through the front of his shirt.
Yeah. So you now appear to be, I'll just say, overcharged. The light, the brightness of the spark of that energy within your body it's difficult to look at. It's almost like looking at welding. But not quite that intense, because people need to be able to look at you. So that flash happens. We get the flash of a gun as Prickles shoots the twin horn dick in the face. We get a flicker in Amber's eyes as she is remembering her past. And we'll just impose in there the flash of the weapon from her memory firing off the arm of her mech and exploding in a brilliant flash into the body of Anima. So we get lots and lots
and all
of...
the greenery as a result too.
Exactly. And then we of course just get a little twinkle in Salt's eye. Just cuz.
Thinking about shooting that kid. Just
puts the twinkle in his eye. So
Salt is not a bad person, guys. He just had to shoot that kid.
I am wondering how all of your characters are sitting with the things that are happening right now. Prickles with having just murdered someone in a world where murdering someone that is not someone or something that's not threatening your life isn't all that common, especially in more civilized environments. Salt with having shot a child. Amber reconciling her role in the fate of this world. And Dill reconciling the fact that he comes from a being that he completely disagrees with philosophically and ideologically, but also isn't even sure if his thoughts are entirely his own anymore, given that now there are many Ironbound with his body. So yeah, just I'm very curious. But I know that Amber was very eager to talk about a number of things with the party. So Shannon, please take us away, and I'll be right back.
So, Amber, I think that she would take in what is happening around us, clock that a guard just got shot in the face, maybe stash that guard in one of the carts, and then like cover it with junk, and then like maybe hastily kind of like mop up some of the blood or whatever, just to kind of like cover our tracks a little bit. I think we need to like make haste and get the fuck out of here. But I think that like while we're running and fleeing the scene of the crime, basically, I think she would be recapping everything that she saw in her vision, all of these things remembered, while she's talking to the crew and like admitting that, okay, yeah, I fired point blank this weapon at Anima.
Oh, it's Travis.
Lost Travis.
Travis is gone. No,
Travis, no. So I think it would be like that she would admit Travis dipped.
Yeah.
And now our position on the stream is crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna move over to this because this scene isn't as bad.
That sounds good.
I will ping him and find out what's going on.
Whoa.
No worries.
I can occupy 2 frames at once.
Yeah,
Can
it's
I?
almost like your character
No.
has plurality now.
Well,
Ah,
my hands are only with me. That sucks. Dill, you've got it all. Damn it. No, I think
It's too much to handle.
I think that she would be relaying all of this to her crew, and I think that she would be shaken and feel guilt over having essentially, in a way, destroyed and remade the world as they knew it. But also because of her, there are a lot of races and creatures that would never have come to be if not for that. And she doesn't know how she feels about that either. Like, she loves her crewmates and she's glad that he exists, but like, should she feel guilty for what it is that she's done? I think she's really struggling with these conflicting emotions. Like, she's glad that Prickles exists and she loves him, but like, she destroyed the world, basically.
you
She
created
doesn't know
a
how
new
she.
world.
I created a new world.
There's a difference.
It feels big and bad and amazing and fucking nuts all at the same time. I think she's really struggling with that. So as they're fleeing, these are the things that she's relaying to her team.
I want to pause.
Are you
And
looking for? We're
wait.
pausing for Travis.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I think if we want to have a chat in the moment, I definitely want to interrupt with something, but I don't want to push that narrative forward without Travis.
I understand.
Would you like us to continue recapping character thoughts then? Or
Yes,
would you have to-
please. I would love that.
You had mentioned before about murder
Mm-hmm.
and how it's extremely frowned upon in this society because of other greater threats that are around. But Prickles at this point feels justice and not
Ooh.
angst. I feel like these twin horns that run this tower are a blight that needs to be removed. They are murdering and tricking Ironbound and trapping their souls in their own engine for their own dastardly purposes of just trying to exist. But I feel no shame for ending this guard's life.
Mm.
He's been murdering people like my friends. I don't have many friends. I don't trust many people. I trust these people that I travel with. And if you're going to murder people just because of the species they are, just to give power to your engine, to give you heat, you have no sympathy for me. And if you're going to stop us from getting out of here, then you're in my way.
Is Prickles feeling like anger, or is it more like a calm sense of justice? What do you think?
I think there's a bit of anger at this point. Like revenge, righteous retribution at this point. Revenge is never good and never lasts, but at this point he feels it's justified.
Yikes. Yikes.
There he is.
Okay.
He's back.
Yep.
Speaking of feelings of righteous retribution, how have you been feeling about the targeting of your kind, Dill, to keep this engine running at an efficient level for the last 5 years?
So you will recall Dill's position on sacrificing Ollie several weeks ago. Which was that if people want to serve a purpose and choose to be done serving that purpose, he's not opposed to that. But his objection is a lot of those people were tricked into that space, given the opportunity to volunteer to serve something. So he's pretty angry. I don't think he has a lot of like, or he's yeah, angry is the right word. But I don't think he feels like particularly angered towards the twin horns, more so just like towards the disregard for agency in general. And he's also feeling a lot of extra feelings right now, because he contains multitudes, literally.
Yes. If whatever Dill is feeling, all feelings of betrayal, of hurt, of anger, and desire for retribution are enhanced by just about every single one of the Ironbound that chose to go with him. They are all feeling that way towards the twin horns. So any surface thought immediately gets like grabbed and expanded in an almost overwhelming way.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Also, I would so you mentioned that he's almost like a welding arc bright. I assume if you say that, you've been in a situation where you were like closer to someone welding than you meant to be without eye protection, and you realized like that sort of like tentative feeling like I could look, nothing would be between my eyes and that thing, but I know it would be very dangerous to look, but there's something like exciting and scary about that.
Yes. I personally know that. Yes, I have welded for many years.
Yes, I would say that
Mhm.
that type of fear of like I could get a closer look and it could be awesome and the coolest thing ever and also destroy me is how Dill is feeling about all of his emotions. They're like very close by in the peripheral and they feel very dangerous and strong.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fair.
That's how I feel about secret arcane cosmic knowledge.
Which means that I would say that if Dill is able to locate something, some kind of emotional welding goggles that allows him to look at those things, whatever ironbound antidepressants are, then it might be interested.
Oh
Hey,
my
we've got an
God.
advancement available to us. Create your own aspect, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Well, I already did
writing
that.
down
Sip,
emotional
like,
welding glove.
furiously whipping egg whites, like just really angry, making
Yeah.
the world's
Yeah,
maddest.
he's gonna
souffle.
process his emotions in the kitchen. Get ready for some weird ass food.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Speaking again of anger and righteous retribution, I know that Salt has been probably feeling that way for the last little while, given the unwelcome truth he's learned about his society. What is more on his mind right now? Is that still not eating away at him, or is he more focused on what's happening in the immediate?
He's upset about the fact that his society has been governed and steered and directed by just other people, like following someone else's plan. But he also realizes that in a way that's kind of what they believed to begin with. They just thought that it was something more grand than other people. But he's kind of looking at he's thinking of the sum of the current situation, like how insane it is. This tower, if we killed the engine that was heating and responsible for the lives of all the people right here, and out of that we saved souls from an act that was absolutely atrocious that was done to them too. And he's just kind of realizing that the sum of everything, it's not necessarily like a wash, but things will be what they will be. There's going to be the good, there's going to be the bad, and it's just to us to keep the balance rather than just try to put the good out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's always kind of reconciling. Like, yeah, he did kind of a mean thing in the previous session and stuff, but people are doing mean stuff all the time. He's like you said, that his society was like completely manipulated, and that's awful, but it led us to here, which isn't all too bad. There wasn't like a genocide or anything like that happened with the society. It wasn't awful. It's just unethical, maybe. But
All right. Well, with all of these thoughts at the front of or in the back of our characters' minds, we have Amber explaining her sudden revelation about her character's history, and is sharing her just what seems to be a stream of consciousness about it all. And as she's just kind of like, yeah, I don't really know what to make of this. We hear a strangely confident, who gives a shit? You all ruined our engine! The tower! What's gonna happen to the tower? I asked you all to do one thing, not break the engine! How could you do this to us?
How could you, Oric? How could you take the souls of those that think for their own and feed them to this monstrosity?
Nick, I have a question.
Yes.
Do all of the Ironbound souls have their own individual memories of Oric trapping them in there?
As soon as this guy opens his mouth, and especially in response to his sudden tone that he's taken with you all, in place of his weakish disposition that he's had thus far. Yes, Dill, you a number of the personas within you become just completely blind red with rage at this guy.
I think Dill looks at the welding arc and lashes out with his Phantom Blade.
Dang.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
He's angry. And there's a lot of anger.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to. So you gave me this in this temporary new aspect, the Manifold Journeyman, where he invokes the hive mind.
Can you go over that with me again?
Yeah. So last time, one of the new results of all these Ironbound occupying Dill was that you had me add one of the Telecray aspects because there are many things within one. We talked about Manifold Expert, where he could call, or Manifold Linguist, where he could call on knowledge or language from the sort of hive of things. And we basically viewed it as sort of sensate style. Still has access to a lot of different people's skills and energies and emotions. Can be used 3 times. When ticked, gives a +3 advantage with at least 1 cut, high risk, high reward.
Yep. Yes.
And I feel like this is powerful, but also I think I have to at least just lose 1 here while Dill figures out how to control this. So, I mean, I don't. Andy, the RPG player's sense of temperance can't only be at play here. Like, I think this is Dill's first taste of a lot. So
is this
if he's
raw emotion?
Yeah. Well, and also someone else taking over for the first time, or subjecting this body of yours to their own will.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks at the arc, the welding arc. He goes blind with rage and lashes out.
So there's no attempt to like resist one of these other personas.
I don't think. I mean, this is the new territory for Dill.
Sure. So kind of like blind with rage and caught off guard. Yeah, I don't think that Auric resists this. I don't think he's expecting it, and I don't think it's going to require a roll.
Okay.
I think
Sorry, Auric.
you have a weapon here. So yeah, you plunge this blade into him. What does it look like?
A Phantom Blade is a ghost sword. I hope he can take salt damage, otherwise this is just going to phase right through him.
Does it
But-
does it attack his spirit though? If it's a ghost blade, does it not do damage to his
No,
killing him from the
that's
inside
a
out?
very
I don't
good
know.
question. It just says Phantom Blade, the ghost of a sword hovering at your hip deals CQ salt damage and doesn't have to be held to be used.
So
He is holding it.
my
or at least one of
interpretation
his-
of this is a lot like Amber's stuff. It kind of just floats there, and can kind of be manipulated with your mind rather than needing to be held. But it's also something that you brought with you into when you went spectral. So it also isn't entirely physical.
No, several Ironbound at once are mimicking it swinging a sword or swinging a knife or feeling like they're swinging a knife. Regardless, a knife is being swung.
Yeah. Where does the knife or sword? It's a sword, yes. Where does it find purchase?
Throat. This is a straight across the jugular. Just rage.
Nice.
Big full arm swing.
Yeah. So we get the how could you do this? What about the tower? And then there's just spluttering, gurgling, a look of horror on his face as he is quickly bleeding all over the place. And he is blood reaching out to hold himself up, blood smearing on this now dead, also sputtering piece of anima. And some onlookers. He's dying in front of you quickly. What do you all do?
I don't watch it happen. I wasn't that attached to Auric. I mean, we offered to let him come with us, but I didn't know the guy. I don't know his last name.
Salt is going to walk over to him, kneel down, and hold his hand while he dies.
Aw.
He's not going to do anything to stop it, but he's just going to empathize with him in the moment.
I think Prickles will be standing next to Dill and will say softly, maybe for only Dill to hear, maybe his soul can feed the engine now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Oh my god.
Dill is shaken and trying to center himself, and still has the wherewithal to be to look over and be like, "Damn,
Damn,
savage,
I'm
savage."
Little did we know the party was the monster all along.
Yeah.
Do the quote or whatever. So, oh my god, that's awesome. Maybe his soul can feed the engine. Oh, I love it.
Oof. Ugh, chills.
So good.
Okay. Auric dies. Asphyxiates. Chokes on his own blood. Drowns in his own blood. And then lies still. In the same spot that when you came into this room that Ollie Oxenfree's body was lying in.
What's Ollie been doing this whole time?
Whoa. Holy
Well,
shit.
if we're still in the room, then let's shove him into the bin with the bull guard, and cover him up with spare parts.
Oh my god.
No, Ollie needs to be able to walk free with us to
I was
if we're
talking
gonna.
about Oric.
We had two
Oh,
parts.
gotcha.
There are
That's
We
right.
had two parts.
No, I thought you were talking about hiding Ollie.
Oh,
so
well, yeah. I mean, we might have to hide Ollie in one of the carts to take him out of there.
we should
No,
We want them to. No, we want them to see Ironbounder walking free now.
we should get out of here. Huh.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah. Maybe we should get out of here and find another port.
that's a great idea.
So be it.
I don't like these people.
So yeah, y'all will begin leaving the engine room.
Oh, did we want to try and use the power cells to affect something like we were originally planning to, or are we moving on from that?
I don't want to waste resources here.
Either.
Not on these
Fuck
people.
these people. I do
Oh man,
think,
I didn't expect my character to turn this cold, but this feels right in the moment.
I do think it would be good to
How many
stop
power cells
by...
do we bring down here?
2.
Bill's gonna take one and just put it on Noric's body.
Any
Well, okay.
Yeah.
protestation?
No, I'm not going to protest anything
No.
Bill wants to do right now. He's feeling
Nope.
it.
All right. Then you all
Let's
have
go.
just 3 power cells, I think, total.
Yeah, I think Salt would like look at the power cell and look at the engine, failing to see any way to make the two interact with each other, and just kind of like look back at it on the guy's body and just be like,
We'll figure it
like,
out.
yeah.
We'll make do.
Maybe it'll be useful, maybe it won't. We're not the ones to figure that out.
All right.
I was going to say, I think that on our way out, we got to collect the captain wherever she is. We have to maybe stop by the cantina or wherever it was that Prickles and I were, or you guys were. There was one Ironbound who was walking around. I remember that. I think we should just like subtly make I'm getting the fuck out of here eyes, and you should too. Like to people that we have worked with in the past, and skedaddle.
How quickly does the heat shut off here? We have time to be sneaky, or is it by the time we get back up the ramp, is the city in total fucking panic mode?
So the engine room is all closed. It's not exposed. So you're able to leave that area without molestation. But once you get out of the area, particularly Prickles can see with that kind of heat vision that you have, a lot of the pipes and infrastructure leading up through the tower are rapidly cooling, much colder than you saw them minutes ago.
Oh boy.
20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. I don't know how long exactly it's been, but not long. And the engine only shut off a few minutes ago, or is in the process of shutting down. I think what's more notable is that the engine was connected to a bunch of boilers and furnaces and other infrastructure, and all of those have basically stopped. So it's like someone has just killed all the power. Anything that is on electricity has turned off in the city as well. And whereas I think the last time y'all were out here, you heard the sounds of people groaning that they weren't being selected during the offering for luxury stuff. There is now it's really hard to tell because of all the echoing that's happening with the sound coming all the way down the tower, but there is a lot of panic, like muffled panic up above.
Red riot.
Well, then no one's gonna be paying attention to us.
Yep.
As
The
we
perfect
fucking
confusion we need to
get out
get
of there. Absolutely, I agree.
It's worth noting though that there are going to be twin horns, like that you can see rushing in this direction.
Mhm.
Then I think we just dispatch of them in whatever way we are predisposed to do. Whatever.
Let's
Should we
say
try to ruse first? Should we tell them that we're trying to connect a power cell and it backfired on them? Like how long have we traveled up this tower? Like how long have we been walking?
Oh,
Minutes,
you guys-
moments, or like 15 minutes?
Like you get out the door, you're looking up, taking it all in, and then like you can see there are a dozen or so twin horns, and with them other members of the Hearth, like engineers coming to try and figure out what is going on. Like this is a crisis. This is
there
the
any other
biggest
way
catastrophe
out?
that could hit the tower.
Is there any other way out?
I mean, you could double back and try and hide, let them pass, and sneak past. You could take there's a maze around the winding corridors of the tower.
Salt and Prickles, how do you two feel about using your special vision to
I can't.
see the that's right.
I've got 4 marks on that aspect, and they're all checked
Damn.
correctly.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Prickles, if you are able to, maybe just like tell us where the heat signatures are coming from so we can duck into another hallway and let them like choo by us and then run.
Yeah. I'll warn everybody that everything is rapidly cooling down, and as soon as we see a spot where we can let them get past, I will direct everybody to hide. See if there's anything I can use to assist this.
I'll have my weapon at the ready. I've got my fragmented limb. I've got my shard cloak. Can I use my shard cloak in a way where it like protects everyone? Can I like, I don't know, can they like get close to me so that the shard cloak is then protecting all of us?
I think you have time to either try and hide within the massive engine room, because again, keep in mind it is a humongous underground utility space. Like there's lots of places to go hide in there. I'm not even gonna ask for a roll here. I'm not interested in forcing a fight if you all don't want one. So it's just a matter of like, do you just want to hide in and wait and then take your chances? Do you want to try and talk your way out?
I think all of us, I mean, I'm too angry and too confused and just I don't feel like being diplomatic at this point, personally.
I feel like we hide and let the first wave go past us and then leave in the confusion after.
Yep, that sounds great.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Bill had bad luck trying to talk his way with these people before, so it doesn't work.
Yeah. So what is this like? Is everyone like suppressing the desire to lash out? Or
I think we like
is self-preservation kicking in?
A little bit. Yeah.
I think the scene looks something like we find a quiet secure is the wrong word. We find like a quiet nook or something like that to get out of the way and hide, and then the sounds of the chaos just kind of deafen to our ears as we're focusing and processing what is going on, what's happening, and we're just kind of taking a beat to make sense and try to situate ourselves with it
Several
while
of
we let them go past.
Andy.
Several of Bill's ironbound souls were found pretty solid catharsis in Prickles' sick burn while watching Oric die. So he's not feeling so much bloodlust at this moment. He's just focused on getting out and getting everyone else out alive, and weirdly getting this like Bjorn full of souls on his body out alive.
Okay. As a group of the Twin Horns lead the hearth towards the engine room, or deep into the engine room, a couple Twin Horns begin to like take up posts. One of them, a captain you presume, begins barking some orders like, spread out. There could be what would they say? I don't know if I came up with a word for this. There could be dissidents out and about trying to maybe this is a distraction. Oh shit. They might be attacking the offering up above. Fucking dissidents. And then they spread out.
So we'll just whisper, yes, that's exactly it. You're right. You should go up above. No.
So yeah, they immediately begin kind of searching the area, but there aren't enough of them right now. And you have your opportunity to leave. So you begin making your way back up the double helix spiral of the tower. Each of these kind of ramps is like the size of a city block wide. This is a humongous tower. And as you begin winding your way up, are you pushing carts, and are people in the carts, or are y'all just making a break for it?
I think we're making.
I think we're just going up.
Yeah.
We left the carts behind. Yeah.
Okay.
There's too much big stuff happening to think about to like even bother putting the effort in a disguise right now.
Am I able to wrap my cloak around the arc light of myself, or am I like extremely noticeable? Like
I think if you don't do something to try and hide yourself or cover this up, you're going to be pretty noticeable.
Right. I might take off the twin horn disguise and try and retie it around the sort of like most light emitting bits.
The glowing heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sort of a selective mummy wrap around the very specific center of mass.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So as you're running up, there is yet another group of twin horns rushing down. Do you make an attempt to avoid them, or as they are kind of in eye shot but not quite here yet, or are you just going to try and run past them?
I think we run past. Like, okay, I'm just basing this off of our first impressions of them, but like we saw like the shit under their mask and how they were like gross and their eyes are all bloodshot and they've got like pox and pimples and they stink. They never take their masks off. These are not like healthy people. They're not hale and hearty. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like,
I remember that.
I remember you being like particularly like Salt being like, because you're very fastidious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
No, it was I saw like their desire for our good friend Dill and
yeah,
a menacing way. I don't remember
it stuck.
I don't
with
remember
me.
picturing them as gross, but anyway.
Oh, it stuck with me. I remember that.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, I don't believe that these are like healthy, hale and hearty people. I think that if we wanted to rush them, what the fuck are they gonna do? They're gonna say stop, and we're gonna like barrel past them. And we've got weapons, so like, come at me.
How do you guys
But I
feel
don't-
about it?
I was gonna say, what do you guys think? I don't want to be calling the shots. So
At this
I mean,
point,
like-
we are undetected. The moment we engage will be known and remembered. And the clock on how long we have to get out of this port before we're captured and held here starts.
good point.
Like I said, Dill's bloodlust is sated a little bit, so he's much more interested in just getting out alive. So I think he would take the stealth route.
Okay.
Can you? I mean, theoretically, Prickles might have like alerted us that they were coming around the corner.
Hmm.
You can see through.
I can see them coming ahead, especially now that
You cut out there. What was that?
I can see people coming ahead, especially now that
It happened again.
How is that happening at the same spot
Exactly.
each time?
it must be my mic and the way I'm talking. I can see pretty far ahead, especially now that everything here in the area is cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you said is
Not enough of it.
Yeah. Is
All right.
So I think this looks like Amber is like ready to throw down, and we just kind of like sweep her off to the side.
Just like I'm like kicking my legs out. Yeah.
Amber's like,
Amber's with the let me at him, let me
Yeah,
at him.
let me at 'em.
Fight and flight have activated simultaneously, and she is just she doesn't know what she's feeling right now.
okay. Dill, can I get a roll from you to quickly come up with a not disguise, but a covering of and suppression of
Yes.
your brightness?
I don't know where my dice is. I'm gonna have to give you a normal conventional roll.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go find. All right. Well, will you wait 10 seconds while I go find the play date?
Sure. And then I would like someone to make a roll to kind of like lead the party in this sneaky attempt to get back up above while remaining undetected. You'll have an advantage, Prickles, for your heat vision. And I don't. Does anyone else have anything that might lend itself to sneaking or noticing any potential threats?
I've got 3 in sense.
As do
I've
I.
Or are you talking more
2.
like an aspect?
I've got 2 in outwit.
I have 2 in flourish and 1 in sense, and I have 1 more spectral variance as well.
That's not going to help the whole party, though, unfortunately.
Oh, for the whole
Yeah.
party. Just sense it. and flourish.
You, Andy, you are making a specific roll. I need to know how well you do at covering up, because if you do not succeed at this, there is going to be cut to the party sneak roll.
Got it. Okay, so just
I
one die, 1d6.
Well, you will roll, let's say, like rattle.
Okay.
No, maybe not rattle.
Concoct.
Concoct is a skill of reactions, essences, and deeper understanding. It might be outwit. Skill of shadows and secrets, well kept.
Definitely, because this is you're saying this is like wrapping up the light and making it so he's not flickering bright anymore.
Yeah,
That feels like outwit to me.
yeah, I think so. So
'Cause he's just trying to hard up.
now, if you do want to mark spectral variants here, you can go intangible, which will suppress the light,
No, that's okay.
and that would be an automatic success on this roll.
But then
Otherwise,
what happens when he goes intangible?
then
Does that
But
mean
I
that
also-
something else might sweep in to like take over his body?
who can
Look
say?
at your face.
Who can
Look at
say?
your face.
I feel like any sort of ghost specific things feel very dangerous for Dill right now. Because there's so many more souls anchoring on his right now. So I'm not sure this is the moment to go intangible.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and just give me 2d6 then.
2, 3, 6. All right, ready?
Yep.
Double 3.
Double 3. Oh no.
And a twist.
Okay, so you're definitely noticed by the first group of twin horns that are coming down after you start actually making your way up. So, but you're able to start to get into the kind of like winding alleyways and use the buildings for cover, but you were noticed and they are going to start to investigate, so this is going to impose some cut on your attempts to make it up to the surface. What is the twist here?
Maybe that Dill is noticed, but the rest of us aren't, allowing us a way to react.
Yeah,
Until it becomes a target.
I think that is. I'm gonna make that explicit. That doesn't need to be the twist, but like,
Okay.
it is. What is that bright light right there? Somebody go check that out. Is basically what the shot that we get of these twin horns.
What could
I
be
guess
a twist?
I shouldn't. It's a twist.
Yeah.
So it could be that like he fucked up buying his disguise, so his ability, so maybe the disguise is damaged and like he can no longer sort of change it back to looking like a twin horn again.
Ooh, I have one, but Andy, you'll need to shoot this down if you don't like it. The twist is, as you're trying to disguise yourself, one of your ironbound souls realizes it isn't working and tries to take over a bit.
Ooh.
But I don't want you to lose your own agency unless you don't think this is fun.
I'm open to that. I as in like one of the souls is like, you're doing this wrong, and it's like a too many cooks situation, and they're like,
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
what would the impact of that be on this moment though? Like going forward, I'm in a sort of tussle.
Or I could just give you a new character to roleplay temporarily. If you'd like.
That's.
I mean, keep thinking of more twists. This seems to have not hit him.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how that would, if that just affected my next roll, sure, but like I just don't know like what that means going forward in general.
Yeah, the taking over thing sounds more like it would be a consequence of a roll rather than like a little twist.
Yeah.
Just be like he ruined the piece of fabric he was trying to tie off the light with, and so like he's just now always visible. He can't.
Oh yeah, it's more exposed.
Yeah.
Just imagine like your one hand is like trying to tie it around you while your other hand is just like slapping you across the face. Like, not like that.
You're literally now walking with like a fucking 90s club strobe light for the rest of the time that you're marching your way through this tunnel. Like he's extremely visible.
I mean, it could be as simple as like your attempts to make a disguise here clearly fail, but maybe the twist is like you find some more material to be able to make another attempt with.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So let me ask this. In all of these alcoves and like the pipes and all of this stuff, is there like dirt or slime or anything like
Grease?
I don't know, grease anywhere that we can do? Can we just like start smearing shit all over Dill to try and like dampen the light?
I think the parts of Dill that glow are not like
are non-physical.
tangible.
It's the non-physical part. There is yeah.
Damn
It would just fall through the light. It's up to you guys. My pick would be that he just can't be hidden anymore for the rest of this sort of like stretch.
Oh
yeah, I think he lost some material in the attempt to like tie it up. Like he ripped it and lost some of that material.
He's just unable to be stealthy now.
Dude,
Glorious, glowing bastard.
Yeah.
says a voice within you, Dill. Have you not learned how to like just suppress the glow?
No.
Oh man, that sucks.
It glows me.
That'd be really useful right now. Sorry, bro.
I know, but like you can make it really like near imperceptible. You just have to kind of like, you know, flex it in. Just flex it in.
It's like is he doing a ghost kegel? Is that what you're
Yeah.
I was more making a reference to Schitt's Creek, just folded in.
Yep.
But sure, a ghost kegel. Yep.
Ghost
I heard
kegel.
ghost kegel. That's yeah. I was like, just flex it
I
in.
actually, okay, here's the twist. Dill hears that and thinks he means start doing kegels. So he just, like, as he's walking, is just like, like, and it's not doing shit.
Well,
No, not your pelvic floor, you idiot. Your spirit. Okay. So, now we're gonna make this roll to try and avoid detection and make your way back up.
Yeah.
So,
So
who is leading this?
I think the things that are working for us is that we have both Salt, who can see in the dark thanks to the spectral cat companion part of his haunted saber that he has now. He can see in the dark completely clearly, and then Prickles also has ways to see in the dark very clearly. So when we're going into these dark areas, we are able to point out any obstacles and stuff, make sure that we're still silent. I think we have that going for us. And then I've got Veils and I've got a 3 in Sense to help like tell what corridors people are about to turn down. Like, oh no, don't go that way. I hear someone over there, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll take I think Veils is appropriate here. And then either Sense or Outwit.
I've got 2 in Outwit.
3 in Sense, so I'm sitting at 4 right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, we'll have Travis do this roll because I think you have maximum stats for this. You have an edge and 3 in a skill. You're gonna take 2 advantages because of your cat and because of Prickles' heat vision. But because there is an active search for Dill's light, you're gonna take a cut of 2. So
okay,
6 dice with a cut of 2.
Oh, I just thought of a twist.
Go ahead, then I have one more thing I want to kick out too.
I was just gonna say, if he could temporarily just like put his fish under the acid etched cook pot and just literally set it on the ground with the pot on top of it and collapse into a pile of just like rubble
Stuff.
as these people come around the corner. I'll take a mark on the acid etched cook pot as the twist.
Ooh.
That is a good one.
So it's just a pile of kitchen shit like crumpled in a corner, and if one of them happened to kick the pot over, it would be insanely bright, but it happens.
Well, we'll just keep moving with what we got here.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, the thing I wanted to check in before the roll is that if it looks like they're honing in on the light, I want to fire off a flare and shed so much light in the area that they can't distinguish between the flare light and Dill's light.
Well,
and then we make a break for it.
They only noticed it at first. Like, it caught their attention. It's not like they're... this is like, can you hide the light as you make your way up?
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Let's make this roll.
Yeah.
All right. So rolling 6,
Overthinking.
cut 2. All right, that's a 6, which gets cut. That is a 5, which gets cut. And then I have 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay.
No doubles.
All right. It looks like. Wait. Prickles. How many shots does the flare gun? How many shots does that have?
It's a small side. I'll read off my flare pistol. It's one of my aspects.
Yeah.
A small sidearm loaded with chemical flares deals long-range acid damage. Can also be used to shed light over extremely large areas at will.
Can we say that it's got two shots?
Would I really carry with me a weapon that had 2 shots and no other additional weapon?
Well, apparently not for a fucking cold-blooded killer like you.
Hey, retribution expert, thank you very much.
Damn. Pickles is working through some shit.
Is that the position that we're going to be hiring for the next time we play hiring managers?
If you want to say that I have 2 shots, that's fine.
And
Revenge coordinator.
As long as I can replenish it when I get to the ship.
I think it's very easy to replenish the flare pistol. So let's go ahead and mark 1 off. So you are
my marking the aspect 1 off because I've used a flare.
correct.
Okay. That seems like it'll take me a lot to recover marks. It seems like this will soon be not useful at all.
The flare pistol, as long as you can find somewhere with ammunition, like your ship or a shop, you can you can uncheck these rather easily.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, so in other words, I don't have to use a downtime action to replenish this. As
No,
long as I
this
find
one will be a
place to
lot
replenish the
easier.
ammo. Okay. In that case, 1 marked off. Let's go.
Perfect. So, I think that you're able to make it most of the way up the tower, but you've drawn some heat, and there are twin horns looking for you, and you get to a particular section where the pursuit is going to end up being a bit more challenging because you've reached the area near the top of the tower where there are stagger saints. Much taller, they can cover more ground. They are harder to notice because they're not hot. So we're gonna need to adjust our tactics a little bit and make 1 more attempt.
Is everyone in a panic right now? Like, are people screaming and like running around?
Yes. Up here there is there are a lot of people running around trying to get home. People are breaking into fights with one another. There is looting happening. It's pretty chaotic. It's also a lot denser with twin horns.
Okay. My proposed tactic is that we just mimic what they're doing and like fly off in a fucking panic and like woo, and like start punching people in the face, maybe steal some cloaks, try to wrap them around Dill. But like make our bodies as frantic as theirs are, so that we're not sticking out to the guardian little walkie things, because we're slowly and methodically making our way through a crowd. You know what I mean? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. That's my proposed tactic, though. Again, whatever y'all think is.
I concur with this approach.
I say we try it.
So this is acting frantic while not being frantic?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like either a flourish, a skill of showmanship, rhythm, and performance, to enchant, impress, or dazzle those around you.
Goddamn charisma. Okay.
You gotta smell it.
I've got grace. I've got iron. I've got tides, which does fuck all. I've got outwit.
I'll take a grace or iron and flourish here.
I've got an eerie swing.
Tell me more.
I don't think it does anything for the situation. More for the stealth. You move with an uncannily light step. No matter how laden down you are, your presence never seems to add weight to surfaces.
Oh.
I'm just
Oh my God.
visualizing us like acting frantic, and then Salt is like swinging around.
Hang on a second here, really quick. I wanna use my new aspect.
Ooh, what's your new aspect?
Yeah. Okay, wait. The new aspect is Heart of Resin. And what it is it says you burn to create a perfect copy of yourself in living amber and drift off into a deep sleep. You control the copy until it dies. Or
What is it called?
Heart of Resin.
I don't see it on your sheet.
There it is.
I didn't put it on the
there it
sheet
is.
yet because
I
okay.
just added it. Okay, so
thanks.
something to know about burning an aspect. If you burn an aspect, you basically, when you check off to burn, you check off the aspect, but that check is extremely difficult to get back.
I feel like in this moment, this feels like appropriate because so let me just tell you how I was planning on using it. So in this instance, right, I would create this perfect copy of myself, which is living amber. It would look just like me. It would essentially be me. We would be connected. I can control the copy while I'm in this sleep so that it does whatever I want to do until it either dies or I decide to like destroy it. At that time, it will wake up and I'll have all of the memories and experiences of this copy of me.
Yeah.
So my idea is that I will create a copy of myself and Dill will like carry me back to the ship while my copy goes and runs a fucking muck. And I'll let them chase me while you guys get away. And then once we're safely on the ship, I'll like blah, 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 like melt myself.
Okay.
As long as you make that sound one more time for me.
Blah, 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 blah,
Thank
blah,
you.
blah. Welcome.
Okay.
Blub was
I know
blub.
this is a hell of a long. I mean, this is like a super long shot. I get that, but I feel like this is something that would be helpful if there was like one of the people that they were looking for creating a scene while the rest
Motion
of you,
the other direction. Yeah.
while the rest of you guys get away.
Mm.
I like it. Go ahead and mark that. And then I'm gonna highlight it red for being burnt.
Got it.
Yes, I think Temerbot is sleeping for some reason. Perfect. Okay, so now we need to build our dice pool here. I think iron makes sense to me. Force, determination, and willpower. Hey, everybody, look at me. But then what skill?
Again, outwit is a good one. There's also
Oh yeah,
hunt.
Yes.
use outwit to avoid threats or move them right where you want them. I like outwit.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
perfect.
outwit sounds right for this.
Yeah, and then because this is really cool, I'm gonna give you one advantage for just doing it.
Right on.
Um,
So 2 for outwit, and then
Iron and one
One for
advantage
iron.
is 4d6.
oh my god, please one of them. I hope y'all send good vibes my way. Yes, so I got a 6, a 5, a 2, and a 4.
All right. That is a success. So you successfully get the attention of the Stagger Saints, and there are like klaxon alarms in their heads, and to remind you what they look like. They look like these giant, really tall, freakish bull-looking things over here on the right. They have like these klaxon alarms in their head, maybe their heads, maybe their bodies, whatever the case is, really high up. And they start alerting a bunch of the twin horns to your clone, your resin clone's presence. You do shadow clone jutsu, you get their attention, and they make you like that. It doesn't seem like did anything to obscure your identity. So you, Amber,
Nope.
make a ruckus.
I do make a ruckus. And what I'm going to do while Dill is cradling my sleeping body is I'm going to be facing another direction away from them and saying, no, so that they think that they're running in a different direction from the direction that they're actually running.
Yes.
No, don't leave me. So, like, well, pointing that way, and they're fucking making off out the back. So,
Okay.
I'm going to
you
start
said-
running in that direction.
You said cradle, and I know that you want to be carried with dignity, but Dill's carrying a lot of other souls right now, so you're over a shoulder. Very sorry.
One hundo. Yeah, no, that's fine. Totally fine. I get it.
Sack of potatoes style, just like,
Wah!
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I get it. That's totally fair.
Okay, you make your way to the ship where Captain Soliday and anyone else that needs to be here is here because shit is getting fucked here at Tarobal Tower. It's pretty scary to be around here, around all this civil unrest. And as you are making your way to the ship, there are twin horns just literally cracking skulls and putting any kind of hooliganry to rest as quickly as they can to exert control over the situation. The captain has been ordering all hands to get the ship ready to depart. And it's like, Jesus Christ, where have you all been? Also, I don't know who Jesus Christ is, but y'all better thank him that you made it here on time. We were just about to leave without you all. Get to your stations. And
Yes, Captain.
why the fuck are you so bright to look at, Dill?
I'll tell you when we're out of port, Captain.
It's a long story, but if it serves a purpose, let me know. Otherwise, I shall be down below.
Well, remind me to buy some mirrors and we'll just make you a fog light.
I'll happily stand at the prow.
All right. I don't care what the dockmaster says. We're leaving. Undo all of the ties, bring up the anchor. We're out of here. Fuck this
Using
place.
the shockingly bright light, I signal, sorry. To the Dogmaster. And I guess I put Amber into her berth.
This is not the first time that Dill has been a figurehead.
All
Like,
right.
on the front of the ship, holding his arm out. I love it.
Okay.
We're away.
We are away. And the ship is going to take off now. Or y'all will attempt to do this. Let me play some more music here really quick.
No, know what music it's gonna be.
Something good. Why don't we take our first break while I find some music? We will be right back. So, just as soon as the captain orders y'all to get going and Dill flashes a sorry, we're leaving in signal to the dockmaster, do you hear the sound, the cranking of ballistas and the sudden chunk chunk as there are two harpoons that pierce into the hull of the ship. Let's go ahead and cue some music here. I'm
just glad they hit the hull and not the tentaculary
I would
living
not,
part
I
of the
wouldn't
ship.
do that to your ship.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do this. So, your ship has been shot and is being anchored to the dock. And there is some signals coming from the dockmaster's office, signaling that there is an attempt to flee during a what would you call that?
What time of day is it?
Late afternoon.
Still sunlight?
Yes. Sorry, I know you hate sunlight.
Oh, I thought he cleared that mire.
I mean, you can clear it, but it doesn't go away, baby.
That's
Are
it.
the tethers?
Ooh.
Are the harpoons on ropes or chains?
These
they
are
just
on
want us back?
ropes, not chains.
Oh, let's cut those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
You're like, thanks for the hook, sucker.
So you've got two rounds before some reinforcements of Twin Horns come and begin to board your ship. You can see them running down the dock in amid the light flurry of snow blowing around. You can also see some wild sailors on the few other ships on this particular dock are all coming up on deck and like watching you all, like there's pointing and like, good luck, suckers.
What's the weather like right now, Nick?
It's clear.
About
There's
the wind?
There's a light wind. I mentioned a light flurry.
Okay.
So, there's we'll say a left one and a right one. What do you do?
Salt is going to jump overboard onto one of these ropes and start hacking at it with his saber.
Okay. While they are rope, thankfully, and not chain, they are quite dense and thick rope. So there will be cut involved with any attempt to cut or break them without a dominant advantage here.
Well, of course there's going to be cut involved. That's what
hell
I'm trying to do
yeah.
here, Nick.
But,
Okay.
I thought the cutting was implied, Nick.
Okay, enough.
Keep
Okay,
doing it. Doing more.
all right.
one more.
So,
Shall we cut to the chase and do a roll here? Or what?
Hey, all right.
this
All right, I'll
is,
cut it out now. Sorry.
We've got a 21 fucking pun salute going on over here. All right. Go ahead and give me a roll to try and cut through this rope. In terms of edges, I feel like iron is the most appropriate one here, but you don't have iron.
I do not have iron. I do have grace for like balancing myself on the rope, or like positioning myself so I can cut the rope. Maybe
I think that
going for
your
a stretch.
eerie swing allows you to balance on this rope just fine.
Yeah, awesome. I like that.
Yeah, but I don't know if grace necessarily helps you here with the cut.
Elegance, precision, and quality.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me more.
Yeah, I don't think any of those things describe the situation.
Yeah, I also think that you have no break.
I don't have any break.
You don't have. You don't have
but
a lot.
that's dealing with hammer blows.
Okay, you don't have a lot going on here. What are you on the left anchor or the right anchor or harpoon? Not anchor. And is anyone helping you?
I will.
Yes
My
is
copy.
left.
I'm gonna be going after the other one.
No is
No,
right.
I'm gonna let Amber help.
Okay, Amber.
I'm on the right one.
How are you helping here?
My copy is still on the loose in the city, and I think that she is going to start slashing and hacking at guards who are trying to make their way towards the ship.
Your clone is so far away that they have no bearing on this immediate situation.
That's fair.
Also,
It did get
if
us
your
out of
clone
the
is still-
last game, though.
If your clone is still active, aren't you asleep?
Yes.
Unless you want to just like dissipate the
Dissipate it.
clone and turn it into amber again.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything else that I can do that is worthwhile with that clone now that we're safely on the ship. So I'm gonna go ahead and like wake my ass up. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the only thing I've got to pitch is Vault, but I think that would be more helpful. That's more like after I cut the rope, how do I get back like onto the ship?
I
of thing.
agree.
I don't feel like it's
Gotcha.
actually cutting it.
I mean, I've got friggin' Delve, I've got Grace, I've got Iron.
What would you
Delve-
be using to try and help Salt cut this rope?
Iron 100%, and
I mean more equipment, not your skills or.
oh, hang on, let me go. Where's my?
We have an armory rack on our ship that has
Yeah, we
keen
do.
weapons on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. And I've got my floating fragmented hand that can deal spike damage and shit.
Oh, and you have your shard cloak too. It looks like.
And I've got my shard cloak, and
Okay.
I've got resokinesis. So
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, maybe I can make like a resin, like like a serrated knife.
Oh, I do like that. Wow. Between the
Cheers.
who here has break as a skill, by the way?
Not me.
No one has break. Y'all are the most non-violent violent party that I've ever seen.
It's
I
true.
have hack, which is serrated blades.
Oh, hack. Oh, there's hack. Who has hack?
I have one.
Not me.
Awesome.
Andy's got one in like so many different things.
Okay. So
And I've got a shard cloak.
yeah.
So-
Okay. So I would like Shannon, because you have iron and you have a shard
fragmented
cloak
limb
and a fragmented
shard
limb.
cloak.
And then you also have Salt with his super cool fucking sword. Let me look at that again. It says the Saber of Artemis. A semi-spectral cat has claimed this saber as her home. You have the ability to see clearly without light. A fragile blade made for precise, debilitating strikes deals close quarter keen damage. When attacking, a triumph allows you to reduce a slash target's immunity or resistance to a single type of damage by 1 step. Okay, so go ahead and roll me. You have iron, and then you have 2 advantages. So roll me 3d6 with 1 cut.
Okay, 3d6.
Just one of you.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
either I'm cool if you want to do it. I don't mind.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I have a 5, a 3, and a 1.
Okay, so that is a failure.
Fuck.
Because of the cut of 1. So you both begin slashing at this rope, which is further hardened by the fact that it's frozen, and it's gonna take a long time. You are not gonna be able to cut through this in time at the rate that you're going. Like, you can tell that you're doing damage to it, but not you're gonna only have 1 more round before the Twin Horns get here, and you better hope to be more successful the next time or try something else.
Shit.
Let's cut over to Prickles and Dill. What are you two doing with this turn?
I want to know what Bill's plans are. Because if he has none, I'm going to tell him to get on the ballista.
I was gonna run for the. How far down on the hull is the harpoon? Is it like reachable
That's
from?
a great question.
It's reachable.
Okay,
You might end up falling off the ship to reach it, but you know, who could
Good
say?
thing we have rig
Well,
ropes that'll help us get down the side.
That's true.
Bill runs over to Prickles to start getting tied up so that he's safe to be Mission Impossible off the side of the ship.
Mhm.
And while doing that, ends his Phantom Blade, which does not have to be held out to just get started. on the
that's true.
rope on this side.
That's true.
It flies over and starts a perfect Brunoise fine chop on the rope.
Okay.
All right. Prickles is going to grab a rig rope and tie off his arm and get down the side a little bit so I can get point blank to this rope. And then I'm going to take my flare pistol at the spot where his phantom blade is going to do, and I'm going to point blank shot right on this rope. Deals acid damage, which will start eating through the ropes and make it so his blade will be easier to cut.
Okay. That sounds like a pretty good advantage. Teamwork and making the dream work. So can I get an iron hack roll from Dill with a +2, but a cut of 1?
So iron hack roll +2, so 4
dice cut 1.
4 dice cut 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, acid.
Now, are you going to use your Manifold Journeyman?
I don't know if that makes sense right now.
Okay.
He's not his body's not down there. Like he's just running the ghost knife.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
All right. 6, 3, 3, 1.
3.
Fuck, the double threes.
It's the cut that kills, man.
Yeah.
Yes. So similarly, it's not fast going, as you can tell. But there is that twist there. Any suggestions?
What is the captain doing?
The captain's at the helm, barking orders through the horn pipes of the ship.
We timed a chop to the acid blast, right?
Yeah. You shot the flare gun. It started to eat. It's starting to wear down on the rope, and you just started going at it right in the same spot where it's degrading, but it's still slow going.
If a 3 is a disaster, then the twist would be that now the Phantom Blade also deals acid. It's been imbued with some acidic burn. I don't know if that matters at all.
Yeah.
That's maybe I shouldn't pitch. Not sure.
I was going to say the twist is because of the combined efforts, we've not been successful, but because of the acid burning through the rope, the next time we attempt, we lose the cut.
That's what I had in my mind.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. All right. We have one more round before the Twin Horns arrive. Let's start with Dill and Prickles as they continue to work on this. So if you want to go continue the same approach, it'll be the same roll, but no cut this time. Or you can try something else.
My job in this is done. I've already weakened the rope. So I would like to climb back on the ship. I'm going to say the 2 things that I would like to do is I yell something to the captain, and you tell me if I can't do them both.
You're yelling at the captain and grabbing ammunition?
No, I was hoping that I'd been able to grab ammunition. What is the central focus of the efforts to hold us on port? Is there like a tower or a place where somebody's barking orders on the other side?
There is like a tower where the dockmaster and their staff basically send signals to ships, like responding to requests. It's kind of like an air traffic controller tower. And so they're signaling that there's a ship attempting to leave, and which has prompted the Twin Horns to start running towards your ship. They don't really. They've already called the Twin Horns, so they're not really doing much else here, but waiting for you all to be seized.
So me shooting a flare into the middle of the air traffic control tower would probably just hurt people and not really impede the efforts of them to organize efforts.
Correct. I
Alright.
think along that line, you could either shoot at the other rope and try and weaken it for the other crew on the other side, or you could try and hold up the advancing twin horns. That
All right.
are two potential approaches I can think of.
I have a plan to take a different approach at the rope on our side.
Okay, let's let
Okay.
Andy resolve his thing first, and then we'll do.
Yeah, well, I was just saying that
Sure.
so he doesn't have to worry about like shooting the flare at ours
Okay.
or whatever.
While the knife was chopping, did I finish tying myself onto some deck rigging?
That is built into this. That's fine.
Okay. I jump off to where the harpoon is, and if you recall, Ollie gave me a hook headpiece, the Mo hook.
That's
I think it's Amber's
right.
hook, actually.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna try and headbutt the hook through this last fraying bit of
Oh shit. Okay.
Go for it.
I
Give
love it so
me
much.
an iron hack again and take an advantage,
But no cut.
but no cut. 3d6, baby.
And then I will then run to the engine room and tell the captain to signal me when one rope breaks.
Trips.
What is it?
Three threes.
Like
Oh.
90% of your dice you roll have been threes.
Oh my God.
It feels like.
This thing is being mean to me.
It really is. It really is.
Soft disaster. Do I just straight up miss the rope, like, and just plummet?
No.
Well, you got tied into the rigging,
deck
yeah.
still, but like,
Yeah.
obviously, my attempt to use this like sharp implement on my body didn't hit. What's the soft disaster plus twist in this scenario? I have no idea. The acid's still doing its work, as is my knife. I was just trying to help, and obviously it didn't work.
I'm going to rip off a aspect from an entirely different class, and do a thing, and then you are going to be incapacitated for the rest of the scene.
Ooh.
No.
I will tell you what happens here in a moment. What are you do, Brian? If you want me to pause your plan, we can see what Travis has in store.
My plan is to run to the engine room and do something when one of the ropes breaks
that's
and
right.
or the twin horns get here.
Okay.
I'm playing plan B card for if we fail
I
and
love
using
it.
my action for that. I'm like holding my action until after.
Okay, then Travis, what are you doing?
All right. So when Salt cut his teeth on becoming a sailor, he did it by learning knots. So I think he's hacking at this rope. It will work, but just not nearly in the time that he needs. He's going to turn his attention to what is fastening the harpoon to the rope, and like the connection point from the harpoon to the ship. And he's going to try to look for a weak point there, potentially looking to try to unravel the knot or unravel the rope from the harpoon rather than cutting through it.
Okay.
I like it.
I like that a lot.
And to help wedge into the rope, because when you go to untie a knot and it's really tight, you can't really get at it with your fingers. So he's going to use some arrows from his quiver. He's going to be using stuff to try to get in there. He's not going to use his blade because the blades are not meant to be pried with. I feel like that'd be a really bad thing. but like arrows, hands. He's gonna try to attack these knots.
Sure.
And I feel like instinct, having sense and intuition,
Yeah.
and study,
I'll take that. Yeah.
focus, investigation
Yeah. And your
would lend well
your
to this.
knowledge of knots. That I like that a lot. Go ahead and give me 3d6.
And Amber, do you have anything to like? You're over here too. You and I are both working on this rope. So what are your ideas, thoughts?
I think that she is so she has a hook hand, and then she also has a fragmented limb that can be used like to deal spike damage. So I think maybe she's working in tandem, just like using her hook hand and her fragmented
Yeah, that hook is
limb.
probably like the perfect tool to like start unraveling a knot.
Yeah.
Aside, get the arrow in there, jiggle it around a bit, twist it.
Absolutely. I think that she's just like using whatever she can at this point to help with that, digging her hook in, helping you like unravel whatever she can. I'm sorry, my cat keeps turning around like she's going to bite me. So one second, just get off. She wants to sit on my lap. But she doesn't want me to move. Okay.
I'm sitting at 3 dice right now, just from skills and edge.
Yes.
I can't think of anything to give me an advantage other than just the fact that you're helping me with like a hook, which is a really good implement for this.
I also have grace. I have grace, and then I have scavenge. I don't know that would help. It's like spit and polish. That's not it. Rattle, which is mending, maintenance, and adaptation. I have 2 in rattle. I have 2 in outwit, and then
you can take an advantage from Amber.
Yeah, and I mean that eerie swing also plays into this, just because I'm like on the rope, but I'm not adding weight to the rope that would hold the knot more taut.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah. One advantage.
Take 1 advantage for 46.
Okay. Any cut?
Not right now.
Okay. Five, 4, 3, 2.
Okay. So you managed to start prying the very tight knot wrapped around this harpoon free. It's not made easy by the fact that the tentaculary is trying to pull away, thereby like putting the rope in like extreme tension.
It's taut. Yeah.
So I think what
That's
happens.
right. I was going to ask about tentaculary if they can help with the rope, but
no.
Salt wouldn't be the person to direct them.
But I think that given that because you've lowered yourself down here, right? To engage with this, I think that as the rope comes undone, there's a whiplash and it injures you pretty severely. Or it gives you a nice welt. So let's go ahead and assign you some damage.
Ropes under tension and rapidly no longer being under tension are a terrifying thing.
Yes, they are. Go ahead and take the injury whipped.
All right, I'll take the injury.
Oh, ooh, no. Here's what happens. Are you wearing your mask, by the way?
Yes.
I think that it is going to whip out, hit your mask, cracking it, and it hits you in the eye. Hey, Travis, when you shot that kid, what eye did you shoot him in?
Oh no.
Ooh.
Left or right?
Let's roll a dice.
Left.
Your left eye gets whipped, and
I think Salt like thinks about that moment the instant this is happening, so he knows why this happened.
You come from a superstitious people, and even though that has been entirely unraveled right in front of you, you're still a superstitious person.
Yeah, there's still things to it. Yeah.
Okay, so Amber, Salt is reeling, and you're gonna have to help him back up onto the ship as his eye's been taken out and he's reacting to that. But one of the ropes has been released. So, Brian, what happens next?
What happened to Dill again? Did we ever resolve that?
We'll see. What are you trying to do?
Oh God.
I've told the captain to let me know when one of the ropes has been set free. And I have gone into the engine room with the hive and the tentaculary mouth. And when the captain lets me know that one of the ropes is free, I will reach into the little, whatever our communication like tin can is and say,
Yeah.
you have 5 seconds to get everybody up on the ship and away from the edge. And then I will reach into the Tupperware containers we keep under the desk and shove the Firefly bulbs that I have on my character sheet in its mouth. You may remember I used these in session 1 to have the tentaculary go nuts and destroy the pinwolves.
That's
and I'm going
right.
to use it to knock the twin horns away that are trying to board our ship and to try to snap the end of that last rope and break us free.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Real quick, Nick, am I blind in that eye? Did I lose the eye?
I don't know if you've lost it.
I'm totally cool with it if you did.
You might have lost the eye. We'll see.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Well, he won't, but you know.
At this moment in time, you have no idea what has happened to your eye.
That was so good. That was so good, Travis.
I missed it.
It went right over Nick's head, and I'm now fuzzy.
That makes it even better.
Anticipation, but I got the pun.
He said, "We'll see what happened to your eye," and I was like, "Well, he won't, but you know."
High five and refocus all at once. Yeah.
Okay. So
every time you make a pun, you hear several hundred people groan and cheer coming from Dill's soul.
But Dill's laugh mixed in with it.
Yeah.
Dill's like the one voice that's laughing among the many groaning.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God.
So Brian, is the plan for the ship to just like try and exert force and break free, or is it gonna are you gonna have the tentacles try and like interact with the rope?
I think exert force and break free. Essentially, we're anchored at 2 different points, and one of those points is now gone, and the first one is weakened. And we have massive tentaculary that will literally create massive force up in the air, kind of like a shock effect to try to break us free.
Yeah.
Now, is there a chance that this does damage to the ship as we try to rip away from the dock? Yeah, there is. And I think if we get a twist and a roll, that might be something that's a result. But this will probably also repel the boarders that are trying to come across if it works. If it doesn't, it might scare them away from trying too. So.
Okay.
That's my play, Nick. That's what I'm doing.
I understand. So we had a failure with a twist on Andy's side of things. What was the twist?
You said you were saying I was going to be incapacitated.
The rest of the.
I'm reconsidering it.
I don't think we arrived at a specific twist otherwise.
Yeah, that's why I asked beforehand.
Dill is just falling. He's tied onto something, but he's falling straight past the rope into the thrashing tentacles. They thrash in such a perfectly timed way that Dill is gently bounced right back up onto the deck.
Onto the deck. With a slap on the ass.
On his way up, the hook slices right through the last strand of the harpoon rope. And while in the air, he receives a epiphany and understands how to destroy the anima.
This is the most dramatic twist I've ever heard.
Ever. Yeah. Ever.
I'm gonna need you to narrow down a twist to one of those things, and then I'll tell you what the consequence of your roll is. Are you bouncing back onto the ship? Are you cutting the rope?
Well,
Well,
I mean,
you can't cut the rope because that the
I was gonna say, yeah, the
the
rope cut was a fail. So I would
Yeah.
say it's either a bounce back onto the ship, or I mean, I don't know. Does the thrashing tentacles do damage to Dill? Does it do something like? Do I lose my ghost knife in the fray because I'm distracted?
I'm not gonna take
Do
away your
I-
knife, but here's
you
what I am
fucking
gonna do. You'll bounce back up onto the ship out of
Mhm.
sheer luck, but as your entire body like flies up and crashes, you're not as light and sure-footed as say like Salt, for
no.
example. So as you come crashing down, your body breaks and splits, weakness spreading. Your living workshop cracks. A lot of your components. Mark living workshop twice.
Yeah.
Your
So
body.
I hit the deck like, and essentially just like a bunch of broken sheared tools just tumble out of me.
Yeah, it's like that. Like you come crashing down in Looney Tunes style, just like screws and metal just go flying everywhere, and you're like, well,
right outside.
I didn't need that anyway.
Yeah.
And then Prickles throws the fireflies in. The ship goes and begins pulling really, really hard against the rope. Brian, go ahead and give me a speed roll with +2, so that'll be 3d6.
Oh,
You
right,
are-
the ship stats.
And let me
That's
see if
like
there's
speed.
any other.
Now, I asked if there was wind. Do our kite sails help us as we try to pull away?
They're not out yet is the problem.
Okay.
And I don't think the wind it's not strong wind.
Okay.
So no.
So 3d6 for the ship.
3d6.
I see 6 and 2 1s.
Ooh,
Do we have cut?
there's no cut here.
Okay,
because,
that's good. So
I mean, you had
success,
speed
twist.
1, and then I'm giving you 2 advantages for throwing in something the ship knows it likes.
Yep.
Like before it even hits its metabolism, it's like, ooh, I love this shit. Let's go.
Is the twist that my firefly bulbs are consumed and they're gone?
I think they were gonna be gone.
Okay, then I'll eliminate them regardless.
I think that. Ooh, what could the twist be? Oh, I've got a great twist. If you're happy to let me pitch you a twist.
Pitch away, good sir.
The ship not only pulls the rope, it pulls the entire ballista out from its mount on the dock, and it's trailing behind you all.
I love it. We'll wheel that son of a bitch in later, and then we'll have a pair of this.
Okay, now we've got 2 of them. Perfect. I love it. Now we got 2 harpoons.
I
suckers.
like it.
All right.
I know last week I mentioned something about your tilt being injured. I had an idea in the moment that I remember what it was, but I'm having a hard time justifying it at this point. So I'm gonna undo that tilt damage.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's gonna have something to do with the piece of anima on the ship really wanting to rejoin with the other piece of anima, but I had a hard time justifying it because it's really not heavy enough to make your ship struggle under its weight.
But also, that other piece of anima is now Kaplitsky's.
Yes, it is.
So
Okay. Well, so you all break away. A bunch of the twin horns get taken out by the ballista as it is ripped out of the port or the dock, and knocks a bunch of them sideways, or some off of the dock into the sea. And you all make a break for it and leave Tarobal Tower to its fate behind you. And you head out
ever going back there.
Yeah, and you head out into the snow. Note that I have marked the 4th box on the track. Anima arrives.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But Amber, as you notice that your data pad has finished its self-repair mode and has come back online, and as Prickles, you look at the same map, you note that Anima has arrived at Volpa's ship. They're in the same location. And suddenly you receive a message, Amber, with a live feed from Volpa's ship. You see cameras, different angles of cameras on the exterior and interior of her satellite, as there are limbs, weapons, cannons, all sorts of implements attacking Volpa's satellite ship, destroying it. And after only a few moments, those camera feeds turn away, and you see a message from Iota. Fuck.
No shit.
Well,
All right, I'm gonna relay that to everyone and just let them know, like, Volpa ship just got tatered.
You think it's going to pull the lever?
I think the lever's gone. I think that's a good thing for the world.
A good point.
Well, thank the divines that you pulled out those power cores, or this entire planet would be toast.
Holy shit.
You have toast down there, right? Never mind, not important.
Toasted what?
I'm just gonna like send one of those like eye emojis where it's like you're an asshole. No, we don't have toast.
One eye and one red X for salt.
Oh, fuck. Oh man. That sucks.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna send a text like, so now what?
I'll monitor Anima's progress and let you know. I was really hoping that we'd be able to use the tower as a last stand against it. I can see that you're on the move.
I'm gonna let Iota. I'm gonna give Iota a very brief rundown of what it is that we encountered while we were there, i.e., Anima consuming the souls of the Ironbound, the general populace being pretty fucking terrible, just like us starving people. That was never going to be an option.
There's a lot of unfortunate horrors happening all over your planet. Lots of people trying to survive any way they can.
That's true.
And there's like
can't deny that.
A frowning face emoji.
Yeah, can't deny that. But those were no soldiers. They were never going to make a last stand. They would have thrown us to Anima to save themselves. No, thank you.
True.
We did not find Foxy Volpa while we were there. No one seemed to have even seen her or anyone even remotely like her. That was she was never there, as far as we know.
Her vitals still look good.
You have her vitals? Can you not track her vitals and tell us where she is on this stupid planet?
No. Privacy rights and all that.
And you're telling me you can't get around that somehow? On your magic flying machine, where apparently you just have toast coming out of wherever? How dare you?
Toasted what?
So while you are...
I think she's just super mad. She's like, damn it.
Does threat to a whole planet's existence not supersede those privacy rights even a little bit?
Look, it's the design of the technology. I can't change that.
Do you know
Yes,
someone-
the tracking device is what Amber holds in her hands.
Precisely. So, while you are texting back and forth with Iota, there is another conversation happening on the ship, and that is one where Captain Soliday is chewing out prickles. What the fuck was that? What happened down there? What are we gonna do about Anima now?
We'll have to figure something out, but we weren't getting anything out of that place.
What the hell are you talking about?
They killed Ollie, and they would have killed. Still brought Ollie back. Should have seen it.
My understanding is we
Easy.
brought Ollie to be killed in the first place. Did I misunderstand something?
We
said
still might.
The whispered part out loud.
Wait, and they killed him? Why did he come back on the ship if he's dead?
You'll have to ask Dill that one. So, seems to be
It's a
heavy.
spiritual thing.
Without skipping a beat, she
Freaking.
gets on the little horn. Dill to my office.
Captain,
Perfect.
it's a spiritual thing.
I don't even
shows
have
up with-
I don't even have the words for you right now. Salt, get out of my office. Dill to my office. On the double.
Dill shows up with like what visually looks like a beautifully sauteed half of a mushroom and smells like welding, like hot rust, like
Oh, no.
welding smell.
Can you
And he
like
just says,
turn that off?
I heard that Volpa likes toast, so it's my attempt at my own recipe.
Oh.
What is happening right now?
You asked, you demanded, I brought you food and to answer your questions.
She like grabs the bread. I want answers for what's going. Oh, this is good. I want answers for what's going on.
The
And
entire
There's
city
a lot of
run-
souls involved.
was run on the blood of my people.
anyway, we
They
will
were
we will skip ahead to the part in the conversation where
Okay.
we are talking about what are we doing now. I don't know if y'all have answers, but I personally am really curious.
Shit.
Yeah. Good
I'm
thing I
looking
didn't
at
have
the-
anything planned. My minimal prep strategy is working great.
Prickles will ask Amber. Amber, you were telling us about how you started to remember something about your prior life. How did you defeat Anima the first time?
Oh, no. Okay, so I did a bad thing. But remember that I am a somewhat okay person now, as me. But in my previous life, prior to going into the Amber for my long sleep, I was in a mech. Just a big. Do they know what mechs are?
Yes, there are
okay.
immobilized mechs, whole and part all over the planet. Not all over the planet, in concentrated areas of the planet that are mostly been picked clean.
That makes sense. I was piloting a mech. I was captain, a commander, I used a weapon. I used something as a weapon that was actually meant to stabilize a planet, an ecosystem and a planet for terraforming. And when I used this thing, which you all would probably know as the Prezerin, the wild sea was blooming into life and it tore anima apart, point blank, from the inside, and it just exploded everywhere. And that event is what created life on this planet as we know it today.
Mm.
That was how anima was defeated initially. They were ripped apart and thrown to every corner of this planet.
I'm sorry, Amber. Can you say it again? It's a little hard to hear. I've only got one eye.
Are you gonna get that looked at, or do we need to go to a port or something?
It sounded like you said the wild sea. You did it.
Oh, yeah. As a result of my actions in what I can only explain to you as something that was of imminent importance to all of humanity, not only on this planet, but in the far reaches of the galaxy. Anima was a danger to all everywhere, not just here on this planet. I I fired a weapon at it, and it created life on this planet as we understand it and know it today.
Salt is going to walk over to Amber and give her a hug.
No, I was afraid he was going to slap me. Yes. So
You did what you had to in the moment.
it wasn't just the people on this planet that would have suffered. It was people and races on every planet, everywhere, that would have suffered. And I don't know how to. I don't. Nick, how aware of the outer reaches of the universe and the galaxy are they? Like, do they know that there's other life on like other planets, or is this something that's just kind of been lost? Okay.
The people of this planet are generally are aware of the fact that this planet used to be a corporate metropolis, a part of human civilization, and then they were cut off 300 years ago.
Okay, so it wasn't like when they went back to the Stone Ages, like everything was wiped out.
No. There was nothing like that. It was like, oh, we've still got this glorious technology that very few people know how to make or use, but some people do, and they're very valuable, and the rest of us will make our living salvaging it.
Okay.
And trying to survive.
Okay, so they're like aware of like the importance of
the general like mythos is humanity was here, we lived great lives, but we were at war because aliens from other parts of the galaxy wanted our stuff or hated humans or insert rhetoric here. And they sent a terrible machine here to kill us all, and it caused the verdancy.
It's a lot. It's big, and I don't know how I feel about it right now. I don't know, knowing the people that I know and knowing the races that have come to be as a result of that decision, I don't know that I would take it back. I wouldn't. I would do it the same way over again, but I'm still having a lot of feelings,
Amber,
about that. Yes.
Do you remember when you joined our crew? I had like 3 rules. Do you remember rule number 2?
No.
Let me refresh your memory. It was, I don't care about your past. I just need you to be reliable. I need to trust you. It sounds like you're having a crisis of identity and conscience. Conscience. So I'm
Yeah.
going to need you to take all those feelings, push them way down, because we've got big problems right now.
I will walk over, completely ignoring everything the captain says, and retract the prickles from my palm, put my hand on your shoulder. With my other
thank you.
hand, pull up the sleeve and show you the tattoo that we share.
Oh, that's really
Oh.
cute.
Oh,
And say, what you have done is part of why I'm here. You may be worried about the results and the costs of your actions, but know that we support you.
aw.
And your
That's so
actions
sweet.
may have given us the path forward. I think I have an idea. Anima was destroyed by this massive influx of plant life.
Mhm.
What if we found the greatest source of the Krezerin around us and drew Anima towards it and then used it, aggravated it, animated it to destroy it again? And Prickles will pull one of his last remaining consumable resources out, a many folded chart, and lay it out across the table. And on it is a lot of old text and old things that he can't even read and understand. But it shows level massive.
Oh, you're
Hey,
cutting out. You're cutting
Brian,
out.
You're cutting out.
Brian, take your hands and move them away from your mouth.
Away from the mic. Sorry. I have to
good.
talk with my hands. And
I know.
inherently it's
I do
and
love
hard.
it. I do love it.
It'll show massive sources of Krezerin, and I'll find the biggest dot or the biggest area of powerful plant life around me. Point at there. That's where we need to go.
Ooh.
Go there. Draw and find out.
You're
Oh,
cutting
keep
out
cutting
again.
out. You keep cutting out, my
God
love.
damn it!
The biggest
We
density.
need to go.
Ooh.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
so
trying to
fair.
be dramatic and
You
talking
are.
low
You're doing a
tones,
great
and
job.
the mic is cutting out horribly.
No,
We need to go there and draw
Okay.
Anima. Go ahead, Am.
I was gonna say we're picking up what you're putting down, my friend. Absolutely. I think if it worked once, it can work again. And this version of anima, while powerful, is not the same anima that I fought all that time ago. So this is a good plan.
And then when we're ready, we discover what we wanted. We hook one of those powers.
It's
that again.
happening again, man.
God damn it!
Put the
I'd like to
mic
be
right up to your
soft.
mouth.
Nice and soft here, buddy. Nice and soft.
When we figure out what's there and draw Anima in, we hook up one of our power cells to the piece of Anima that we have and turn it into a beacon and draw Anima right to us.
Oh,
And then we lay our trap.
you smart ass cookie. That's a great idea.
We still have that
think
other piece of anima on our ship, right?
Yes.
We do.
As the map is lying there with a bunch of words on it that Prickles has never been able to quite understand, Amber, you look at it and you quickly recognize what it is that it is a map of. And it is a map of Takashi Terraforming Concern Research and Development.
Oh my god.
And it says right on there, CRE Saberine Lab.
That's where it happened.
That's where they made the shit.
Oh my god.
Rises.
So where they made the toast?
Oh, yep.
That's it.
Mhm.
They
That's where they
should
made the
have
toast.
Actually
recipes
made
to
the
share.
toast. Let's go get the toast.
Get that
Let's
fucking
get
toast.
the fucking toast, baby.
Prickles will lay the map across the helm, grab the and ignore anything the captain says.
Grab the. What?
Oh, stop.
God damn it, am I breaking up again?
A little bit. But I heard we're going to take the wheel, ignore whatever the captain says, and get the fuck out of Dodge. Yep.
So we're mutineers now too. Awesome.
Is this mutiny? Are y'all doing mutiny?
We still like you.
You asked us for a
Oh,
plan,
care
Captain.
about
We
you.
gave you a plan. Would you?
Yeah,
Do you have a
Captain,
different one? Should we stop?
How the fuck are we gonna get to the bottom of the sea?
I can help with that probably.
Gravity helps.
Okay.
You brought me on to scavenge. Let me scavenge.
I'm gonna go talk to the rest of the crew. We don't no. Third rule: we never go to darkness under eaves under duress. I'm giving everyone else a chance to get off this ship before we take on this suicide mission. But I tell you what, if we succeed, the payoff is gonna be fucking huge.
High risk, high reward, Cap.
That's what I'm saying.
What a noble choice to make sure everyone has a chance to refuse. And as soon as the captain has turned around, they'll just start pushing the rudder forward.
Wow. That actually that's a funny moment, but I'm picking up on some interesting an interesting what would you call it? Dissonance there.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom of choice or not? Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. The last thing that I will leave us with is that a little while later, as you all are sailing ahead and making your way for another nearby port that isn't insane, Iota is going to contact you, or maybe you notice this, maybe Prickles, if you're spending a lot of time studying the map. Anima, the beast piece of Anima, is not moving. They are no longer heading towards Tarobal Tower. And a couple more hours go by. And it doesn't really move. And night comes. It doesn't move. Morning comes. Still there. And with that, I am going to delete the Anima Arrives track. One thing I want to say, so I've been reading and rewatching, of course, Hunter x Hunter, my favorite anime and show ever. I will literally always be watching Hunter x Hunter. That is backwards to me.
What is that?
10
102
Oh,
9
it's
upside down to upside
I
down.
thought I had to do
10
it backwards
10
to appear
sessions?
on your
10 sessions
It's
to
10
go.
sessions my ass.
Oh, 10 sessions my ass. Yeah, fair. Yoshihiro Tagashi is such an incredible storyteller when it comes to his pacing. He will set something up like, oh my god, I have to protect this character for 30 days. It's gonna be hard and terrible. And then, like, in one scene, we'll just like, oh, never mind, 29 days later.
my
It's like what if playing Blades in the Dark, anytime I created a clock or created one of these tracks, what if there was just like a 60% chance
Then we just skip to the end.
that I just at some point I just take the clock or track and I just break it, which is incredibly freeing to realize, oh, I don't have to follow through on these. I can just interrupt them and be done with them. It's amazing. I love it. And I wish I had learned this lesson when we played Blades in the Dark, Travis. Could have been even better.
Yeah.
Somehow even better. All right. That's going to be it for us today. And we will be back in 2 weeks because I have a work required function that I have feelings
3 weeks.
about. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh, because of
'cause
Thanksgiving.
Day before Thanksgiving, I'll be traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will
make
also
that
be
game.
out of the country.
I'll be making mashed taters and turkey.
Yes. So I feel like this was a great place to get to before a bit of a hiatus, unlike the last time. So we will be back after the Thanksgiving American holiday with more of the Wild Sea, and we will probably manage to get done before the new year. is my dream.
Most likely, maybe.
So, speaking of fast pacing, we need to finish this. So we'll be accelerating really quickly into whatever plan our players set up. So we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Mwah.